That should be enough of the introduction and brings us to our first speaker, which is Aristotelis Tagarakis. And Aristotelis is a senior researcher at the Institute for Bioeconomy and Agri-Technology, in short, IBO CERT. He received his PhD in precision agriculture from University of Thessaly in Greece and held various research positions across the globe, for example, at Auburn University and Cornell University in the United States. Before joining the IBO, he was senior researcher at Biosense Institute in Serbia. Nowadays, his main research interests are in precision agriculture, agricultural engineering, agricultural robotics, sensing and IoT, and generally in digital farming. And today he will speak about drones. So Aristotelis, I will stop sharing.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you for, first of all, I would like to thank for the invitation for this nice event. So my presentation is all about our European project named SPADE. So SPADE, in one small sentence, is all about drones, actually. So the long title is Multi-Purpose Physical Cyber Agri-Forest Drones Ecosystem for Governance and Environmental Observation. So it's all about drones in forestry and agriculture. So first of all, I would like to introduce our consortium. The SPADE consortium consists of 21 partners. As you can see in the map, we actually geographically we cover the whole Europe, from south to central Europe and northern Europe. Our partners have come from 9 different European countries and 1 associated country, the United Kingdom. So we set it up, the consortium, in a way so that we have multidisciplinary consortium, and coming from universities, research institutes, SMEs. We also have highly recognized consulting companies in agricultural companies, and we also have 2 cooperatives, so which will give us the idea what the end user is feeling about our SPADE results and our project. So the question is, why did we develop this project? Why did we submit this project to the European Union? First of all, it's mainly because the drones are starting to play really important role, which is growing in the agri-food sector and in forestry. However, there are various risks related to the operation of drones, such as cybersecurity, physical safety and security hazards. There is also a large risk with errors by humans, which are operating the drones. Also, the regulations concerning the drones are still new and are being updated constantly. So there is a gap there as well. And what we're doing in SPADE also is that we are mapping all the regulations across Europe and for each country participating in SPADE. So afterwards, in the end, we will have nice documents with directions and so on. Also, new operations are being and applications are being built on drones are coming up, and all the technological architecture is getting more and more complex. Therefore, there is a gap there. There is a need. Our goal, our objective, main objective in SPADE is to develop an intelligent ecosystem that will address all these issues. So what we want to do is to address the multiple purposes concept of drones, of deploying unmanned aerial systems, and to promote sustainable digital services in 3 main sectors: in forestry, livestock, and crop farming. So in our project, we're going to launch 3 pilots. 1 in Greece, which will be for livestock. 1 in Norway, which is for forestry, and in Spain for crop production. So for each of these pilots, we decided to do 3 different use cases, addressing different types of drones and different operation of drones. So the first operational aspect is the swarm. So the idea is to have a swarm of small drones working together to do some tasks in each of the pilots. And then the second is medium drones collaborating with each other. And the third use case is the large drone that is mainly for applications. So spraying and other applications I will show you later on. So our experiences from all these use cases and the outcomes will help us address challenges in terms of legislation, technological, and operational aspects. And let's take the pilots one by one, starting with the forestry. For the swarm operation, what we want to do is to have an improved forest inventory by launching a swarm of small drones inside the forest. So what is innovative here is not that we are launching a swarm, it's that we aim to also have flights underneath the canopy, on top of the canopy, of course, and also underneath, inside the forest. So for the cooperating task, that's we are planning to have tethered drones. So this is a drone connected to maybe the harvester, which is a huge machine that goes in the forest. So the drone can continuously receive power from the harvester, and then it can provide to the operator support for monitoring the environment around the machine. We are also checking other options apart from this, but this is the main task for now. And for the large single drone, the idea is to have a cargo drone with modified with in order to be able to lift heavy objects. In the forestry case, the logs of the harvested trees. But we also have another idea to also make a drone within SPADE that will have a robotic arm to plant trees inside the forest. We have too many ideas, so now we are defining the requirements for the pilot. So it's not finalized yet, but this is the main idea what we are going to more or less develop. So for the crop production pilots, again we have the swarm, which of course the swarm will fly over the fields and collect images for improved pest control and crop monitoring and other operations. In terms of trees, when we have tree crops, we can also have the swarm flying underneath the canopies, so that we have a better image of and better detection of pests and diseases. And we also have the cooperating again. Here we can also use the tether option, but also the collaborative collaboration of 2 drones. We might have a mother drone, a large one, and then smaller, 1 or 2 smaller ones. The large one can fly over the canopy. The small ones, if needed, they can fly under the canopy and so on. And they will communicate with each other. And also the large drone, mainly it should be something like a spray drone to do applications and for spraying applications or even fertilizer applications. So with this pilot, we progressed a little bit in the requirements. Our partners from the pilot, they formed this nice list, wish list. So we're going to have use case in potato fields, olive and citrus orchards, in terrace crops, which is actually in telescopes, it's really difficult to do any operations. So drones are really a good solution there. So what the main objects in the list are to monitor plant health with drones, do zone mapping, zone-based applications such as sprayer applications, fertilizer applications, selective harvesting, detect maturity of the fruits, detect the diseases and weeds and so on. So it's a long list that we can do. We are at the stage of defining what we're going to do now. And also for the livestock, of course, there it's for open field livestock. So it's for goats and sheep. So this pilot will be launched in Lesbos Island. It's a large island in Greece, in the Aegean. So what we are trying to do there, especially with the swarm, is what we want to do is to fly over and detect the sheep flocks where they are, if they are in danger, and so on. So we want improved monitoring of the livestock with this application. So the swarm has provides the ability to fly lower without impacting the sheep, because the drones are very small, so it doesn't affect much. Also for the cooperating, we have also the tethered option, but also the collaborative between large and small drones. And finally, with the large drones, the options are mainly to do spraying applications in areas where we have hazard of insects that carry diseases, such as mosquitoes. So we will do an operation like this. For the livestock pilot now, we already initiated some initial trials, not on the island because it's too far away, but we did some initial trials in Thessaloniki, in the premises of Aristotelis University of Thessaloniki. So what we did so far, we tested a small drone that is equipped with an RGB camera and a thermal camera. We had we captured scenes of including small herds of sheep and goats mixed, sheep separately, goats, and then mixed with each other, and also mixed with horses. So our goal was to figure out how well we can distinguish the different animals using RGB and thermal cameras, and also if we can use thermal cameras to detect diseases, animals with fever and so on. So we did several flights ranging from very low altitudes to up to 150 meters away altitude. So the sensors that we used that's what we are going to use also in the island in the end for the pilot, for the final use cases. Wearable IoT sensors on the animals that will have GPS, accelerometer, and other sensing devices. Also our partner there developed a dashboard for SPADE to log all the data from these devices. And also these collars will be collaborating with the drone. So we will also have some edge computing on the drones. So we modify some drones and have some edge computing there. So it's pretty interesting research that we're doing there, and in the 3 pilots. So the results from this, the initial results, actually the sheep did not seem to bother, even if we flew lower than 6 meters. That's because mainly the drone was very small, but that was really good results. And then we recorded a big amount of data that will be used for edge computing, for machine learning, for training algorithms. And a few words about the ecosystem now. So the heart of the ecosystem, the SPADE ecosystem, is a platform. Actually, we are now at the stage of defining the architecture. So we are following a distributed architecture in order to support very well the interoperability and interconnectivity of different components to the platform. So we want to make it open as much as possible and to be able to connect any component on there. And actually, mainly the concept is that to have a platform like to serve as a drone data and services marketplace. So we have the user, one user that is connected with an FMIS. So it's a FMIS provider, farm management information system provider, for example, a company. And this company is connected to SPADE. And also we have another user that is connected to a drone service provider. And then this service provider is connected to SPADE via several APIs and so on. So these users can retrieve data from, and it can, well, maybe not the users, the FMIS and the service providers can provide extra tools and services from the SPADE ecosystem that they don't own themselves. So here the ecosystem will have connected, of course, the pilots, all the data sets, all the outcomes from the pilots will serve as training and as means to evaluate the platform, the operability of the platform. And also we'll also launch open call. And the products from the open calls will be connected and be available, freely available on SPADE platform as well. And a few words about the open research. What are our main plans for now? Well, first of all, we'll have open data repositories and codes and algorithms that will be developed within SPADE, especially from the open calls, will be freely available. And then we will have open tools, services, open access publications, of course, scientific and other publications, and the project results will be publicly available, of course. And like I said, we aim to have the platform as open as possible in order to be able to connect external service and data providers, as many as possible, to make a nice community there. And what are the next steps? I forgot to mention that the project started in last September, about 7 months ago. And it's a 4-year project, so we still have a long road to move forward. So now we're finalizing the system architecture. And after that, we are defining the requirements for the pilots. And the use cases will be launched based on the requirements, and the system will start to be developed and to interact with the use cases. And of course, like I said, we will launch 2 open calls. The first open call most probably will be launched maybe a year from now. We will cover various topics. So the idea is with the open calls to cover topics that we cannot cover because we don't have the resources and the time that we cannot cover within SPADE from our consortium. So please stay tuned for these open calls. We would really need your support. We would like to see as many knowledgeable partners to enrich our consortium. And of course, like I said, now we're at the initial stages of the project, so we don't have much, not really mature, but on the go, as the project produces results, and we would like to disseminate all our knowledge that we gain and the results from our project. So we would be happy to get back later on in a few years to provide more details about our project and our results. And with that, I would like to thank you all. This is our website. Please feel free to log on and search what we're doing there. So we have more information there. So And that's it. Thank you for your attention. And if we have any questions, I will be happy to answer.